Good morning, church. Hope everyone's doing good. I want to say thanks to Nick for inviting me to speak to you all this morning. I really appreciate technology for allowing this to take place. I also want to say thank you to everyone who's been helping me get back and forth to my doctor's appointments, from Nick to Adriana, Larry, John Zick, Dennis, and Tim. Appreciate all you guys. It's been very helpful. Just to give everyone some background on me, my name is Jaime Pina. I'm married to Dakisa, and I have two little daughters. Not so little anymore, but they're Eva and Eden, and they are probably in the back right now. Uh, Back in 2014, I was diagnosed with diabetes. And between 2014 and the early part of 2015, I dealt with my retinas detaching from both my eyes and also having cataract surgery for each of them. Most recently this year, the beginning of the month, I went to a clinic, and I went to the clinic and had to be rushed to the hospital for emergency surgery because I found out I had MRSA, or as it's more commonly known, flesh-eating disease. Kind of gross and sick, I know, but that's what it was. And since then, I've been healing, and I'm doing exceptional. I'm doing well, and it's a long process, but it is actually it's not really a long process. In the month, less than a month that I've been healing, my nurses and doctors have told me that my healing has gone exceptionally fast, unlike anything they've ever seen. So that gives me a lot of joy. I want to talk to you this morning, though, because Nick asked me if I could share how my challenge and my healing and my relationship with God, how all that kind of fits together. I know that he was reading about the woman who's been bleeding for 12 years, and he told me that's what he was going to be talking about today. And so, I answered him by telling him that I was actually grateful, that it was a blessing in disguise when I found out I had diabetes. After learning about it, I could totally see all the signs that told me I had diabetes. But since then, I've changed a lot of habits the way I've eaten, things like that. Those things are evident in my doctor's my checkups and things, and so I know there's things working out. But I always had this idea that I was going to be a whole person. I always thought that I was an awesome guy, and then when I got baptized, I felt I could be awesome for God, that I was going to do great things for Him. But I felt like I could do it as a whole person, and I don't mean like mentally, socially, spiritually, and things like that. But I meant just like physically. I have never had a broken bone in my body. I think the closest I've had anything before my eyes was I think I had a toe. I had a toe that was dislocated, but that was about it. And so I had this dream or this vision or whatever you want to call it, that I was going to be able to be a whole person doing my best for God. And then my eyes and the diabetes and things like that. And I got to tell you, I feel like I'm a broken person. And I don't mean broken in spirit or broken in my heart and things like that, but I mean just physically broken now. I feel like I am a broken person. I am not whole like I want to be. And when I think about the stories of the woman, for example, like the woman who bled for 12 years or the paralyzed man, I think that, these are people that God used. Even though they were broken physically, God still used them. Their lives weren't done. They weren't like a piece of fruit on the table that needed to be thrown out because it was rotten. And because of that, they get a permanent place in the Bible for eternity. And so what that helps me see when I internalize that and reflect on it, it makes me think that even though I'm broken, that I'm still useful for God, that He still loves me, that I have a permanent place in His heart, even though I'm broken, and that He can still use me. And so I want to encourage you all, because some of you may feel like you're broken emotionally, or you're broken spiritually, or physically, or socially, or whatever other way. But that just because we're broken doesn't mean that we are not usable, that we are not loved, that we are worthless. It doesn't mean any of those things. In fact, it means the opposite. I feel more precious than gold, and I know that I am to God. I want you all to feel that way too. I really hope that you're encouraged with today's message, and just be encouraged with life, and that God loves you. And that no matter what you're feeling or how you look at yourself or how you think people look at you, know that God looks at you and He just has love for you. He knew that I was going to be broken, and He still sent Jesus for me and allowed me to have an opportunity for salvation. I love you all. Feel free to give me a text or stop by the house sometime. I hope you all have a great morning and a wonderful week. Love you all. Bye.